Good evening, everybody. TrapperFURever here. We're just downstairs. We're still skinning beavers. So, Jason Engel Trapping. Just wanted to see a little closer job of how I clean skins. So, I've already brushed them out, sprayed them down with Raid just to get a little fleas out or what have you. So, next thing I do is use the old, I call it a butcher knife, but it really isn't. But take care of the feet. Save all the feet and stuff, and then I just kind of scatter them around the coyote baits. Just kind of get them sniffing around, spending a little more time at the bait station. So I usually wear gloves. As you noticed in my last video, I wasn't wearing any. I had cut this index finger in one hand, so it was kind of still bleeding pretty hard, so I didn't wear gloves, but it's always a good thing to do. So good to have a sharp knife to do the feet, and it's really even better when you cut yourself. So anyway, and so next thing I do, like I said, just use a utility knife with a hook, and start at the chin and just kind of work your way down to the vent. Like I said, be careful not to go too deep, because you don't want to cut into the stomach and have problems then. So, like I said, I cut around the vent, and I like to keep the tail on just so it makes it easier to maneuver, flip over, what have you. So just reposition him. There you have it. And like I said, for the opening cuts, I use these smaller 4-inch blade knives, and just basically get in. There is going to be a little bit of fat left on the sides, but like I said, I use a cowbell to scrape that off before I board them. So it's a soft fat, so it comes off quite easily. So missed a little spot here, so there we go. I don't know how much you'll be able to see of this, but the opening cut's kind of the most, I don't know, it's just time consuming, because you want to get her going here. So this probably is an XL beaver, so once you get her going, it doesn't take too long to start peeling her back. Okay, so I usually leave the tail part and the head part after I'm done most of the I find that sometimes the head bleeds a little bit and gets a little messy, so try to do that last. And of course, got to watch for the nipples as usual. Sometimes they get a little bit overzealous, and pull some of that back. So there's not a lot of fat. Like I said, it's light fat on the edges, like everybody knows. So start the chin a little bit, but not. I don't take her too far back. So, but it's always a little bit of meat and stuff that you got to clean up on the head before you board it or what have you. So that's okay. Most of these lips get cut off anyway. So yeah. Kind of colder, blustery day today, below freezing all day, and I guess winter's here. Got a few more days to go till November. I think today's the 28th, I believe, so should be another nipple somewhere right there. So I usually use a different knife for the head area because you're just touching the bone a little bit. So. It's muzzle loading season right now in Manitoba. I haven't been out yet. I'll probably save that maybe for next week. Go out a little bit. Been seeing some deer around. Haven't seen any huge bucks yet. There were a few bigger ones kind of cruising around in the summer in the canola and what have you I've seen, but yeah, so. Probably go just a little bit slower, but for the sake of the video here, I'm going a little bit fast, so I'm leaving a little more fat on than I normally would. So, like I said, I like to keep a little bit of fat around the leg holes, just when you're cleaning it up before boarding. It just won't rip the fur as much. So. Hopefully you can see all this in the video. I don't know what kind of an angle I got here, but we'll see how it goes. World Series is on right now, kind of watching that as we go, and excuse the noise if the furnace comes on. We're skinning right here close to the furnace, so if you hear something loud coming on, you'll know what it is. There's the leg coming out here. And here where the knee comes in, just to pick it up a little bit so you can get a little closer to the hide. And once you get the legs out, then I'll start at her with the Dexter beaver knife. This table I have here is just a little bit taller than the one I have outside. It's actually I prefer the lower one just a little better. Just lets you have a better grip on the better angle on the knee when you get down to the beaver knife. So, and don't have to be too concerned right about here because you're going to cut this little tip off anyway. So once you get in further, you gotta get a little closer, get more of the fat off. So. Actually, skinning the beaver legs is kind of it's all in the angle. Just once you learn the contours of how the beaver is, it's you get a better feel for what you're doing. So. Well, I don't know, like I was talking earlier, our fur markets right now aren't doing very well. Lots of speculation in the marketplace about stuff, and I don't know, we as trappers, I know I sure don't do this to get rich. I just enjoy doing it. I've been doing it all my life, and I don't know, it's something that's in your blood, just like farming is, or other stuff. So once you start, it's hard to give it up. So yeah, and very important. You know, nobody. It doesn't seem like nobody wants to skin a beaver anymore for, you know, $15-20 bucks, but you're gonna make a little money off of the casters. You're gonna make a little money off the pelts. You know, The beaver meat is priceless when it comes to a little bit of a go over here, but anyway, yeah, so I don't know if you can see this or not. So I kind of use my knee just to kind of follow the contour of the, you don't want to go too deep, but you don't want to go too shallow either, and leave a lot of fat, because you have more to do later. So, but